Welcome everyone. My name is Stella, and thank you for tuning in to Bibi and Yaya, where you will hear real-life stories which people have written to us, detailing their life experiences, feelings, emotions, and reactions along the way. The people who write into us share their stories in hopes of connecting with others who may be able to give advice, such as yourself. Please share your thoughts, comments, and solutions below for each life story. Here on Bibi and Yaya, we will also share our opinions with the hopes that we can help those who share their stories with us. If you have a story to tell, please send us an email in the description box below. And don't forget to like Bibi and Yaya by hitting the thumbs up button and subscribing to this channel so you can stay up to date with these very personal stories. And by subscribing, it helps us to bring you new life stories and adventures every week. Today, I will be reading a story sent in to us by Marcie, someone who made a life-changing decision. She helped a stranger. At first, she hesitates to approach this person in order to gain a better understanding as to the situation at hand. But once she assesses the details, she decides to help someone in dire need of human contact. She's not sure how this person will respond, so she uses her instincts and remarkable communication skills to prevent a tragedy. And now, here's Marcie's story. Dear Stella, I arrived at work one day and I had no idea it would become one of the most memorable days I would experience. I work as part of the train dispatch team at one of the busy New York City train stations, a transport hub for thousands of passengers every day. But while going about my duties around the station, I spotted a young woman at the far end of one of the platforms. What grabbed my attention was the fact that she was standing on the very edge of the platform, and she wasn't moving. There was no interaction with anyone. I recalled she was very still and her gaze was fixated. Her focal point remained the same for a long time. She was staring at the tracks. Concerned, my instinct told me something didn't seem right. I watched her for a moment and realized I had to make a call on whether I would go and speak to her. I didn't want to make the situation worse, but I decided to go and talk to the girl, and it's a good thing I did. As I approached her, I turned my radio down and took off my high visibility jacket because I didn't want to make her any more upset or draw attention to her. I didn't know what I was going to say at the time, but I just knew that I had to say something. Anything. Hello, my name is Marcie. How are you? I asked the woman as I went to stand next to her, but I didn't get a response. The girl continued to ignore me, making no eye contact and maintaining her gaze on the tracks. Worried she was about to jump, I tried another approach. I noticed she had her makeup done really nice, so I commented on it and told her that I love watching YouTube tutorials. I know it sounds silly, but I just wanted to make some kind of conversation. Still getting no reply from the young woman, I persisted with my one-sided conversation while subtly signaling to my colleagues that there was an issue. As it turned out, one of my coworkers had already spotted what was going on and had called the transport police for assistance, as well as calling the signal box to ask them to turn it off. There's just you and me here, I said eventually to the girl on the platform edge. I just need you to know that you can trust me and that I'm only here to help you. I want to know that you're all right. At that moment, the girl just burst into tears. I remember it so clearly. She said to me, "I'm not okay." Then the young woman started to become frantic. She went into a panic mode, and it was so sad. I told her not to worry about anyone else, just to look at me, and that we could go somewhere private, away from the station, to have a cup of tea if she wanted to. But she was panicking and crying so much. and in between the sobs, I managed to make out that the woman had just lost her father. She said she wasn't dealing with it very well. From there, I managed to gently coax the suicidal woman away from the platform edge, over to the middle of the platform where the transport police took over. Afterwards, I made attempts to check if she was okay, but the police weren't able to share any further details because of, well, confidentiality. I don't know the name of the girl I spoke to that day, but I know my actions possibly contributed towards saving her life. To think that you could potentially have saved someone's life is hard to digest. There's always a fear that you might make the situation worse, but you have to try and say something because you never know what impact you could have on someone. You have to try and make a difference. You could save someone's life. People just want to know that you care. It can make such a difference. And I think that's very powerful. Incredible how Marcie most likely saved this young woman's life with her quick wit, gut instincts, and amazing communication skills. The young lady may have done something which could have harmed her greatly or even ended her life. Marcie decided to step in and help someone, a complete stranger, who was not well since the young lady was grappling with the fact that she had just lost her father. When we decide to intervene, we could literally be that person's lifesaver. Marcie proved her instinct was on target. She realized something wasn't right, so she stepped in and made a huge difference in this young woman's life. We need more people like Marcie in the world. She gave of herself and dealt with the situation heroically. Thank you to Marcie for sending us her story. We wish her all the best in the world. And please remember to like and subscribe to bibi.yaya, where you will hear me read people's real-life personal stories and their life experiences. Also, you can read other people's comments, solutions, and opinions relating to the real-life situations which people share with us. And don't forget, if you have a personal story or issue which you would like to share with us, please send an email in the description box below. We would be happy to hear from you and offer advice on how to deal or cope with your personal experience. Also, please remember that your comments and opinions are welcomed. Share your thoughts and any advice you may have to those whose story you hear. Just scroll down and leave your message. Thank you for joining us today, and see you next time here on Bibi and Yaya.